let me revise physics today. So physics first chapter deals with the electric charge and field. So we all know that electric charge and field deals with the properties, deals with the electric field, magnetic field. Okay. So what is property? Property means anything that have any characteristics like a red rose whose color is red, and rose is an object, so and red is the color. So color is the property and it will give some effects, and its effect is that it will attract the people. So similarly property means charge is also a property. So charge is a property, obviously it will have some effect, so its effect will be the electrostatic force. So charge is a property, it will have some effect, its effect will be the electrostatic force. Similarly mass is also a property and its property will give effect, and its effect will be the gravitational force, then the gravitational force, sorry, not magnetic force, it's gravitational force, then moment of inertia. The formula of gravitational force equal to g m1 m2 by r square, and moment of inertia will be I equal to m r square. So when there is a property, there will be effect. So charge is also a property. Charge effects are the electric field, magnetic fields, and em wave. So when there is a property, there will be uh, effects. So if there is no property, there will be no effect. Now mass is a property and mass effects will be gravitational force. So there are two statements like this. If a body has property, it will give to effect, and if a body has a mass, it will give to effects. So if a body has property, it will give to gravitational force, and if a body has mass, it will give to gravitational force. So both the things. So in first statements, in first statements instead of mass, I have used property, and in second statement instead of property, I have used mass. So mass is a property, obviously both will give to effect, and its effect will be the gravitational force. So both the statements are correct. Now mass is a quantity of matter that contains in a body. So object having mass, example is pen. So mass is a quantity of matter that contains in a body. So quantity has many compositions, and obviously the property of an object due to which it applies or experience the gravitational force is always attractive. So gravitational force is always attractive, and mass is a property, it will lead to effects, and effects will be the gravitational force. Charge is also a property, it will lead to effects, and its effects will be the electrostatic force. Now charge, let me say some important points of charge. So what is the source of charge? The source of charge will be the electrons, and charge is denoted by Q. And charge is a scalar quantity. Scalar quantity means it can be added or it can be subtracted. Charge is conserved, means charge is conserved. That means charge can neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can be transferable. And the second thing is that the total charge in isolated system is constant. Charge is quantized. Quantized means it should be available in the fixed amount. Consider, suppose a pen, you cannot say give me half pen or give me 3/2 pen. So you have to say that give me 1 pen. So similarly charge cannot be in fraction. So charge can be in fraction if its fraction value is if its fraction value is higher, like 7.5 into 10 to the power 19, so that body can have charge. So if a body charge, if we find out the charge in, means if n value is in fraction, so that body cannot have charge. So the formula of quantization is Q equal to Ne. So Q means the charge of any body, and N means the integer, and E means the charge of an electron. The charge of an electron is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. So here we will take the magnitude. So a question is given like this: can a body of plus 8 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb be given in a body? So if we put the formula Q equal to Ne, so N will be Q by E. So Q means the charge of any body, and already in the questions it will be given like 8 plus 8 into 10 power minus 18 coulomb. And if we know the charge of an electron, that is minus, not minus, charge of an electron, we have to take the magnitude. Okay, we don't have to take the sign here, so it will be 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. Now find the value of n. So n is 50, means n equal to q by e. So q value is given in the question and we know the value of electron. So after solving the problem we will get the answer. The answer is 50. So n is in integer. So when n is in integer we will get the when n is in integer, that means the body can be charged. So when n is in fraction, that body cannot be charged. Charge is a physical property. Charge is not a chemical property. Charge is physical property because charge is not visible. So that's why charge is a physical property. Chemical property means it can be visible. So charge is a physical property. Charge are of two types. First one is positive, second one is negative. Positive charge means there will be deficiency of electrons, and negative charge means there will be excess of electrons. Deficiency of electron means there will be losing of electrons. Okay, why electron is added here? Why not protons? Why only electrons can be transferred? Electron can be transferred because electron don't have any strong bond. So electron is situated on the outer orbital, so that's why electron cannot be. So electron can be transferable, and proton is bonded with neutron. So proton have a heavy nuclear force with the neutron. So that's why proton cannot be transferable, and proton is having a strong bond. So that's why proton is not transferable, and electron can be transferable because electrons have no strong bond and it is situated on the outer orbitals, so that electrons can be transferable. Electrons can be leave that point. So the second point is that a body can be charged by giving some electrons and taking out some electrons. Okay, now what is the charge of one electron? The charge of one electron is minus e, and value of e is minus 1.6. In value of e is 1, means charge sign is negative, so we can write minus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Charge of a proton is plus e, that is plus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Charge of a electron, charge of a protons are same, because the negative sign, because their difference is that both the magnitudes are same and their difference, their signs are different. So their signs indicates the property, doesn't indicate the value. That's why the charge of an electrons and charge of a protons are same. Now then charge of a positron, charge of a proton and charge of a deuteron is also same, that is plus e, that is plus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Those who are new, please subscribe my channel and give one like to my live. Now charge of a neutron is 0, so 0 indicates the neutral body, and that means the number of electrons and number of protons are same. So now I have already said that charges are of two types. First one is positive and second one is negative. Positive charge means there will be deficiency of electrons, and deficiency of electron means losing of electrons. So when from a body, when there is deficiency of electrons, that indicates the positive charge. Positive charge means there will be their mass number will decrease, and negative charge means there will be excess of electrons. Excess of electrons means their mass number will increase. So for positive charge, their mass number will decrease, and for negative charge, their mass number will decrease. To find the net charge, we have to take the protons, electrons and neutrons. Okay. Now SI unit of charge is coulomb. The CGS unit of charge is ESU. 1 coulomb equal to 3 into 10 to the power 9 ESU. 1 ESU equal to 1 by 3 into 10 to the power minus 9 coulomb. The unit of force means the SI unit of force is Newton. The CGS unit of force is dyne. 1 Newton equal to 10 to the power 5 dyne, and 1 coulomb equal to 1 by 10 EMU. The smallest unit of charge is ESU, that is the Franklin. Then the largest unit of charge is Faraday, not Farad. Farad is the unit of capacitor. Now let's read about the insulator and capacitor. If you open the NCERT page 5, you will find there is insulator and capacitor. So not capacitor, insulator and conductor. If you open the page number 5 of NCERT, you will find the insulator and conductors. So what is conductors? The conductors means here the electrical conductors. So electrical conductors means it is a substance that allow the electricity to flow. So when there will be flow of charge or flow of electrons, obviously there will be flow of electricity. So when there is flow of electrons means there will be flow of charges, and flow of charges means there will be flow of current. And for conductors, the flow of current is maximum, and their free electrons also can move freely inside the conductor. So all the free electrons reside inside the conductors, and all the free electrons will reside, and when we give the excess electrons, then that electrons will reside, means that electrons will distributed or entire surface of the conductor. So when we give excess electrons to a conductor, then that excess electrons or protons will reside entire surface of the conductors. That charges will distributed on the entire surface of the conductors. But when for a leave about insulator, I will tell later. So conductors having low resistance, and from Ohm's law we get that V equal to IR. So V equal to IR, so I is inversely proportional to 1 by R. So when there will be low resistance, obviously current will flow maximum. Resistance means the obstruction. So resistance is low, obviously current will flow maximum. Now I'm telling about the free electrons. So what is free electrons? Free electrons means the neutral body. So free electrons are the neutral body, means their charge will be 0, and charge 0 means number of electrons and number of protons are same. The number of electrons and number of protons are same, and the free electrons will reside inside the conductor. And when we give the excess charges, and that charge may be electrons or protons, then that charges will reside distributed on the uh, entire surface of the conductor. Now let's read about insulator. Insulator means there will be no flow of electricity, right? Yes, there will be no flow of electricity, and they will have high resistance, and it is opposite of conductor. So conductors allow the flow of electricity, insulator will not allow the flow of electricity. Insulator is having high resistance, but conductor is having low resistance. Inductors allow the flow of electricity, but conductors allow the flow of electricity, insulator will not allow the flow of electricity, and there will be flow no free electrons for insulator. Examples are glass, porcelain, nylons, dry wood, then rubber. And examples of conductors are like, you can say about the metals, right? Or then like copper, okay,
metals and
humans, okay. So these are all conductors. Now conductors having positive thermal coefficient, and it is having high positive temperature coefficient. Conductors having positive temperature coefficients, and it's having high thermal stability. And for insulator, we have read about the, yes. And another example is given like that. If we, and another experiments are given in page number 5, that is page number 5 of NCERT. That is, if we connect a copper wire with a with a neutral pith ball, and another end if we connect with a negative pith ball, then the result will be that neutral pith ball will acquire the negative charge, because copper is a conductor. So that's why there will be transfer of charges like that. And if we if we do the same experiment with the rubber or any nylons, then we will get, there will be no result, means there will be no flow of charge. Now if we drop two insulated surface, okay, without touching, then there will be sign of charging. And if we do the same things but with a physical contact, then there will be no sign of charging. Okay.
হয়ে গেছে
So let me revise today's class physics about trigonometry. So trigonometry is, what is arc? Arc means the arc length, and arc length formula will be r into theta, and r is in radius and theta will be in angle. Theta indicates the angle only. And if there is direct formula, in direct formula, if there is a theta, then the theta should be radian. So the theta, then arc length means r into theta, so theta will be arc length by radius. So their unit will be unitless, they are unitless, and there will be no dimensions. Now arc length is proportional to theta, and arc length is proportional to theta is right. So when arc length will increase, then theta will also increase. So similarly, when theta will increase, then arc length will also increase. Now for the right angle triangle, we all know that sine theta means perpendicular by hypotenuse. We all know for a right angle triangle, that right angle triangle angle is, one angle should be 90 degree, and opposite to that right angle it will be the perpendicular, and there is one base and there is one hypotenuse. So sine theta will be perpendicular by hypotenuse, and cos theta will be hypotenuse by cos theta, not cosec theta will be hypotenuse by perpendicular, and cos theta means base by hypotenuse, and sec theta means hypotenuse by perpendicular. So sine theta's opposite means, if sine theta's formula is perpendicular base, then cosec theta will be hypotenuse by perpendicular. Sine theta formula is perpendicular by hypotenuse, cos theta formula will be base by hypotenuse, and tan theta formula will be perpendicular by base, and cot theta will be base by perpendicular. So degrees are used in two forms. First one is not degree, sorry, theta is used in two forms. First one is degree and second one is radian. So if we multiply sine theta and cosec theta, then we will find that the result will be 1, because we know the sine theta value is perpendicular by hypotenuse and cosec theta value is hypotenuse by perpendicular. Okay, so it will be 1, so result will be 1. So for cos theta and cosec theta, base by hypotenuse into hypotenuse by base, then result will be 1. So similarly for tan theta and cot theta, result will be 1. So sin square theta plus cos square theta is also 1. Cos square theta plus sec square theta is also 1, and tan theta square plus cot square theta is also 1. The result is 1. So we all know the value of sin theta: sin 0 degree, sin 30 degree, sin 45 degree, sin 60 degree, sin 90 degree. Okay. So when theta is increasing from 0 degree to 90 degree, then sin theta is increasing, and for cos theta is decreasing, and tan theta is also increasing. And sin theta is plus 1 means sin theta is maximum when it is plus 1. At plus 1 means theta the value should be 90 degree, and sin theta minimum value will be minus 1. So at theta, when theta is 207 degree, then its sin theta minimum value is minus 1. Cos theta's maximum value is 1. Cos theta minimum value is minus 1. Cos theta's maximum value is 1 at theta equal to 0 degree. Cos theta's minimum value is minus 1 at theta equal to 180 degree. And tan theta's maximum value is plus infinity at theta equal to 90 degree. And tan theta's minimum will be minus infinity at theta equal to 270 degree. So small angle approximate small angles when sin theta's angle is very small. Okay, so theta is very small and theta is in radian, then theta is in radian, then we can say that sin theta equal to theta. Okay, so these are some questions. So these are short tricks. That sin 2 degree means sin 2 into pi by 180. So you can, as we know, sin theta, when sin theta value is very small, so sin theta equal to theta is approximately to theta. So theta value 2 into pi by 180 degree. So pi value is 3.14, then you will get 0.348. I thought that today I cannot read, but I'm not feeling good because I have not studied since morning. Okay, god. I have Now for p-block elements, disproportionate in acidic solution of nitrogen. That means nitrogen should have +1 to +4 oxidation state, and it should be in acidic solutions, and it show disproportionation reaction. Disproportionation in alkaline acid medium of phosphorus. So disproportionation for nitrogen will be in acidic solution, and disproportionation reactions for phosphorus will be acid and alkaline solution. So phosphorus is the intermediate oxidation state of acid and alkali, both medium disproportionate. It is Bengali, so thanks for that. Class 3 oxidation state increases A, S, Sb and Bi become increasingly stable with respect to the disproportionation. Disproportionation means oxidation. Low oxidation means there will be low charge to higher charge, and reductions means high charge to low charge. Nitrogen is restricted to maximum covalency 4. So nitrogen is restricted to maximum covalency 4 because of only 4, that is 4, that is 1 s orbitals and 3 p orbitals. Covalency means orbitals and valency means electrons. Heavier metals. So what are the heavier metals? Who are heavier metals? Instead of nitrogen and phosphorus, all are heavier metals, and heavier metals are As, Asb and Bi. Other names of the heavier metals. So heavier metals are arsenic, antimony and bismuth. So other name of heavier metals is pictogen. So the heavier metals or pictogen have vacant d orbitals in the outermost shell, which can be used for bonding. Okay, so the heavier metals having d orbitals, so when they are having d orbitals, so this will help them bonding, and hence the covalency as shown is pF6 minus. Anomalous properties of nitrogen. Nitrogen has small size. So nitrogen is actually small size, and it has high electronegativity. It has high electronegativity. That means nitrogen's electronegativity will be 3.0. Phosphorus electronegativity will be 2.1. Arsenic electronegativity will be 2.0. For antimony, its electronegativity will be 1.9, and for Bi, its electronegativity will be will be 1.9. Okay, so nitrogen has high ionization enthalpy. It has non-availability of d orbitals. So nitrogen has no d orbitals, so that's why it shows p pi bond. So how do I inform p pi bond? Means there is no d orbitals, so obviously it will show p pi bond. Nitrogen exists at diatomic with one triple bond. Nitrogen exists at diatomic molecules into gas at room temperature. Nitrogen has high bond enthalpy. Single bond shows phosphorus, arsenic, Sb. Bismuth form metallic form. Obviously bismuth is a metal, it will show metallic bond. N2 contains triple covalent bond. So triple covalent bonds, they show one triple covalent bond. So there is for nitrogen N2 means there is 2 nitrogen, and 2 nitrogen has one triple covalent bond. Covalent bond means there will be sharing of electrons, and their sharing of electrons should be the unpaired electrons. It means the two nitrogen share 3 pair of electrons. 3 pair means there will be sharing of 6 electrons, and there will be 3 covalent bond between N2. Covalent bond means there will be sharing of electrons, and that sharing of electrons will be 2 unpaired electrons. Nitrogen differ from rest of the members. So why nitrogen is differ from rest of the members? Because nitrogen is very smaller. Nitrogen has high electronegativity. Nitrogen has high ionization enthalpy, and it has no d orbitals. So nitrogen has unique ability of p pi multiple bond. So nitrogen will show p pi multiple bond because it show p pi multiple bonds with itself, because high size and high negativity. Heavier metals of this group, that are pictogens of this, would not form p pi bond because their atomic orbitals are so large and diffuse, they cannot have effective overlapping. So heavier metals will not form p pi bond because their atomic numbers are so large. So their atomic number is large, obviously they will diffuse, and they cannot have effective overlapping. So thank you up to this. Those who are new, please subscribe my channel. I have came to my friend house, okay, so that's why I cannot read much. So I have revised up to how much I can. So now today she is having birthday. Today is her birthday, so I have came to celebrate. So after before celebrating, I have just revised my physics, chemistry, and not I haven't brought biology copy, but I know what is there. I have read about biological classifications about Monera and Protista is my last revision. Protista, Monera. Let me see how much I have remembered about biological classification. So biological classification means since the dawn of civilizations. So dawn means when there is start of civilization. So since the dawn of civilization, there have been many attempts to classify organisms, but Aristotle was the it was done but their classification was not scientific. It was natural. Like they classify the things on the basis of their basic needs, like water, shelter, like this. And Aristotle was the first person who did the scientific basis of classifications, and he classified plants into trees, shrubs, and herbs. And he classified the animals on the basis of red blood cells, those who are having red blood cells and those who are not by having red blood cells. So two kingdom classification system was given by Linnaeus, and he included Plantes and Animalia. R.H. Whitaker had given 5 kingdom classifications, and 5 kingdom classifications includes the Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantains, and Animalia. Now Monera means they are the prokaryotic, so Monera means they are prokaryotic. Prokaryotic means pro means primitive, and karyotic means the nucleus. So before they are not having well defined nucleus, so they are not having the well defined nucleus. So that's why they are prokaryotic, and they have no membrane bound nucleus. Their mode of nutrition will be autotrophic, and autotrophic includes the um, chemosynthetic and photosynthetic, and heterotrophic includes photosaprophytic and parasitic. And for Protista is eukaryotic. They have membrane bound nucleus, and cell wall is present in some. They are cellulosic. Their mode of nutrition will be autotrophic and heterotrophic. Autotrophic includes photosynthetic, and heterotrophic includes saprophytic and parasitic. Heterotrophic, then Protistas have cilia and flagella. Okay, and Moneras, Moneras means bacteria are the sole members of Monera. There are hundreds of bacteria in one handful of soils. And second one is that there will be hundreds of bacteria in handful of soils. They will show metabolism, means they have high extensive metabolism. They are abundant in nature. So bacteria are mostly, means their bacteria are mostly heterotrophic, and few bacteria are autotrophic. Okay. Now bacteria are two types, archaebacteria and eubacteria. So archaebacteria are different from other bacteria due to different cell wall structures. So they can survive in harsh habitats and extreme conditions, means those who are halophiles, they can live in salty areas, and those halophiles halophiles are the archaebacteria who can survive in salty areas, and thermocephalus are the bacteria that can survive in hot spring, and methanogens, they are the bacteria that can survive in marshy areas. Okay, for eubacteria are the true bacteria. They have cilia. If they have cilia, they can be, if they have flagella, they can be motile. And cyanobacteria are the eubacteria. Cyanobacteria are the blue green bacteria. Okay, they can be colonial filamentous. Cyanobacteria are blue green bacteria. Heterocyst examples are Nostogus and Anamena. And chemosynthetic autotrophic bacteria, they can fix the, means they can recycle the nutrients, inorganic substrates that includes nitrates, nitrites, and ammonia. So in pre-block, ammonia means NH3. So the normal name of NH3 is ammonia, and the IUPAC name of ammonia will be amine. And what I've read, I'm just thinking what I've read in biological classification. Then bacteria are useful in many human affairs.